Hello guys, welcome back with another video of Salesforce Geek channel, and this is Shubham Bharadwaj back with another video. So guys, from today onwards I am going to start Salesforce Flow series. Every week I want to upload I will upload a video which is based on Salesforce scenarios on Salesforce Flows. So stay tuned for that. In today's video we are going to create a screen flow which contain some fields. It's kind of a form like contact form, and I will let you know how we can use the upload files option in our Salesforce flow. So for that, what are the prerequisite for this scenario? So a good internet connection and your interest to learn flows. So without any delay, let's start. So first of all, we have to move into quick find and simply type flow, and you will see this kind of interface. After that, you have to simply click on new. As I told you earlier, like we are going to create a screen flow in today's scenario. So simply click on screen flow and simply create. After that, you will see this kind of UI. After now, what you have to do, you have to simply drag a screen component over there. After dragging, you will see this kind of interface. Now what you have to do, you have to simply provide the label to your screen. Let's say your contact form. It will be your API name will be automatically populated, and on the very first screen you don't have to need that pause button. So simply in the control navigation you can simply deselect this pause button and simply as the previous button, because in the very first screen you don't need them. Now what you have to do, you have to simply drag some of the screen components like text, which is for first name, another text which is for last name, email. So we are going to use an standard email screen component here, and simply phone number. So phone is also a standard screen component over there. And at last I am going to use a checkbox button. I am also going to use a checkbox there because I want to show you how we can simply use the decision element in our Salesforce flows. So without any delay, let's rename them. So for the very first name, let's give it a label, first name. API name will be automatically populated, and we don't need to give a first name as required. Simply we have to provide a last name, and as we are going to use our contact object to store these fields, so as you know, last name is a required field, so let's make it required and simply come to the email one. As you see, no preview is available for this component because it's a standard one, and you have to simply provide some of the details here. Let's provide an API name. So let's say con email, and if you want to make it required, you can simply change the global constant dot false to true. Let's say true, then it is a required field, and if you don't want to make it required, you can remain you don't have to change it. Suppose a particular user enter his or her email address. Now what you have to do, you have to simply store that email address into a text variable. So for that you move to store output values to select variables. Here come to value and click on new resource. Here you have to create a variable over there which is of text type. Let's click on variable. Now give an API name. Let's say con email op, let's for output, and here you have to select the data type. Let's select text. Here you have to select the text data type only because it will support only text. Simply click on done, and same you have to do with the phone. So let's type the con mobile, and simply you have to create a value. Let's say new resource variable on mobile op. Select data type, let's text, and simply click on done. Now for the checkbox, you are asking user whether you are attaching any document, and simply click done. Now the very first screen is almost ready. Now what we have to do, we have to simply drag a create record element. Let's drag it and simply type create record. We are going to create a one record, and here how to set the record fields. So we are not using all record fields, we have to use, so you simply click on use separate resources. Now you have to select object, so we are using contact object over there. Let's choose contact. After choosing contact, you have to simply assign those values, like those values you are using in screen, you have to assign to the object field values. So simply first name, map with first name, let's say last name with last name, email with con email, op, and similarly with phone. Con mobile. Op. Now after that, you have to simply click on manually assign variables. After selecting this, you can store the contact ID in a variable. Like when this record is created, you can store its record ID into a particular variable. Let's store in a new resource. Let's say variable, name it con ID. Select a data type text, let's say text, and simply click done, and again click done. Now as you see, we are done with the create records. Now simply connecting the dots. So this is the backend process. Now what we have to do, we have to make a decision. Like as I already told you, we using attachment, we are using a checkbox field over there. So if the checkbox is true, then we have to upload a file. So we have to use a upload file component, screen component in our screen, and if not, we have to simply get the records. So let's do it. For that, what we have to do, we have to simply use a decision element over there, and here we have to make, let's say give the label make decision, and here we have to provide the label decision on attachment. After that, you have to simply provide resource on which basis you are going to make the decision. So suppose if attachments equals true, so then it will redirect to the next screen. After that, you have to simply connecting the dots. Now you have to simply click on create another screen and name it upload attachments. And provide an API name which is auto populated. Now you have to simply, if you want to show footer, you can, and in simply control navigation you simply deselect the pause button because I don't want to use it. After that, simply you have to choose a file upload component into your screen and provide an API name to this. Let's say con upload files. After that, you have to simply type the label. Let's say upload attachments. Now here is the thing. The reason now most of you have a question like, Shubham, why don't you use that file upload option in your very first screen? So guys, file upload screen component needs a related record ID. That means suppose you are having suppose a user filling out the details. Now he has to provide or attach his files. Now the file should be connecting to the contact. Okay, so understand. So the reason I am using file upload here is I have to relate the file with my contact, but in my very first screen the contact is not created. It is created in the next step when I use the element create record, and as you see in my create record I simply get the ID of that record. So I am going to use that record ID in this related record ID field to simply connect both of them. Like when I upload a file from this option, the file will be automatically available in a related tabs of the contact. So let's do it. Let's say con ID. That's it. You have to simply click on done and simply connecting the dots. In here, what you have to do, you have to simply select decision on attachments. That's done. After that, you have to simply click on get records, because we are going to get the record which we created if you want to show that records detail on a screen. So that's why we are using get record here. So let's type the label get records. Now after that you have to simply select an object. So it's basically a contact. Select contact here, and after that you will see there is a condition which is condition are met and get all contact records. So we are not going to use all contacts there. We are going to simply store one contact over there. So here here is the thing, like suppose if you want to get a particular one contact over there, you can simply get it with the contact ID, because we are using that contact ID in a variable. So simply type here con ID equals con ID, the ID which we are creating in our create records. So after that, what you have to do, simply you have to select only the first record and automatically store all the fields and simply click done. Now here are two options. Simply one record is with attachment and one record is without attachment. So suppose if a particular user having attachments, then it will come from here. Let's drag it there and let's make it here. Okay, now it's more understandable. And suppose if a user don't have any attachments, so simply what we have to do, we have to simply connect the dots from here. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to display a success message on a screen. For that we are going to use another screen which is a success screen. Let's say type the label is success. After that we are not going to use any footer, or sorry, we are going to use a footer because we are going to again show the main screen over there. So we are going to use a footer and we are not going to use any header. In the screen we are going to use a display text, and in display text you have to simply provide an API ID. Let's say con this. After that you have to simply type a text. Let's say hooray contact is successfully created. And instead of contact, I want to use a particular name, like the name of the user. So for that, you have to simply click on insert resource and select contact from get records. So click on this. So this way, this is automatically when you select a get records element from in a flow, Salesforce will automatically provide a or automatically store all those details in a particular variable, which is get records. And now what you want to fetch is name. So let's say full name. Hooray, your record is successfully created. Let's make it in a green and choose a color here. Let's say green. Yeah, click done. So if you want to increase the size, let's say 20, you can. And if you want to select any picture, you also can use pictures. So if you want to make it center, you can. So let's select all and click center. Yeah, and simply click. And as you see pause button here, now click on the footer and simply going to control navigation and deselect this pause button. Let's say click done. Create another screen to show errors. Like suppose you are having any kind of problem in your flow, then there should be a screen which will show your errors. So let's say create another screen. Let's say error screen. And in the control navigation, you can simply deselect the pause. And here also you have to select the display text. Let's say type a text, error is there. And for that, let's make it bold and choose the color red, because error is always in red. And click done. Let's make it center and increase the size of this to, let's say, 20, and click done. Oops, I think, yeah, I forget to type the API name. Let's say con error. Okay, click done. Now what you have to do, you have to simply connecting the dots. So one error, it can be when your record is creating. So let's connecting the dots here. And after that, you have to simply click success message. Sorry, first I have to select the success screen. For that, you have to simply click on this and click delete. Yeah, select this line, click delete. So let's say first you have to select our success screen. After that, click on the error screen. Now the screen, you will select the AND screen and simply click on this. Yeah, now our flow is almost ready. Now we have to simply save this. Contact form. Save this. Before deactivating, let's debug it, whether it's working fine or not. So let's click run. Let's type the details here. Let's say Shubham Bharadwaj. Type an email, Shubham Bharadwaj sf@gmail.com. And yes, I want to click on attachments. So let's set this and click next. Now I have to simply upload a file over there. Let's upload any file. Click done. Click next. As you see, hooray, Shubham Bharadwaj, your record is created. So our flow is working fine. Let's check whether we are getting a record in our contact object or not. So let's move to the flow screen and click on app launcher. Type contact here. Click contacts. And as you see, Shubham Bharadwaj is also there. Click on Shubham Bharadwaj. And let's move into the related, and you will see our attachment is there. Let's click on it. Yeah, this is the same image we are uploaded in the flow. Now, if you want to add this flow on a Salesforce community, you can. For that, what you have to do, you have to simply activate it and click back. To open communities, type communities in quick find and click on all communities. As I am already having a community, let's click on builder. So as you see, I working on a community. I will upload a video for this soon. So for that, I have to select my contact us page. Let's contact us page. So as you see, there is a content area over there. Now I have to simply click on components and select here flows. Drag and drop in the content area and select the flow here. Let's say contact form. Let's say done and simply publish it. Got it. Now what we have to do, we have to simply back to the community and let's say click on the URL. So it is in contact us tab. Click on contact me. So as you see, I am having a contact form over there. Let's fill it out and change the name here this time. Let's say Salesforce Geek. Type email here. Let's say salesforcegeek@gmail.com. And here is a phone number. And let's click on attachments and click next. So as you see, there is a attachment option over there. Click upload a file. Upload any picture over there. Let's say COVID-19 tracker thumbnail. So it's uploaded. Click done and simply you can click next. So as you see, hooray, Salesforce Geek, your record is successfully created. So if you click on next, you can simply create another contact with the same flow. So this is all about today's video. If you like this video, you can hit the like button and subscribe this channel for more such videos. And thank you guys for all your love and support. Our channel just crossed 600 subscribers. So thank you so much. And I will try to make more and more content on Salesforce Flows and Lightning component. So thank you for all love and support.